Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Oh well, would you look at that? It's frickin' Groundhog Day, folks. The same thing we saw during the Kamala campaign, the same thing we saw during the BLM riots, the same thing we just saw with Tesla terrorism across the country. We got another very suspicious, very fishy situation here that once again seems to be painting the exact same picture. Everything the Democrats do, anytime there's this big outrage or activist push, it's never grassroots, it's always fake, astroturfed, manufactured and organized. Yeah, of course we're seeing riots now spreading across the country, and would you look at that, out of nowhere in Washington, D.C., a random blue van is spotted pulling up with a bunch of, let's just say, typical looking leftist characters, and well, you'll notice something a little bit odd, but very much in line with the trend. Let me show you guys exactly what happened here. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so just take a look at this video.
Hi, can I do something?
Oh, I'm just documenting you guys putting all your protest stuff in a van. It's very nice of you. How far did you travel to come to protest today?
That's not really your concern.
I'm just a journalist, so I'm just curious, you know.
Okay, are you with a news agency?
Yeah, independent.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so is there any questions that I can answer you for?
Yeah, like where'd you guys come from today? Like,
We live here in the DC area.
then why do you have like a van full of stuff? People
Well, you might
wearing
know that
masks.
there's a road here.
Yeah,
And
no.
Roads are great for transporting things.
Just, you know, I can videotape on a sidewalk, so.
No, I'm gonna stop you from videotaping it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna interrupt you guys. I'm just
trying to understand.
interesting. You guys are putting everything in a van, and you're getting really mad about it. You know, that looks really suspicious.
I'm just trying to make sure that you have, all the answers that you would
Are you
look
guys
for.
paid?
So,
How much did Soros or Reid Hoffman pay you to come protest Trump today? Come on. Was it good? Did you get paid well? I'm a journalist, so like, but yeah, how much are you guys getting paid?
This is my career. How much are paying you?
Like, do you guys have fun?
Oh wait, how much are paying you?
Like I said, I'm a journalist. My pay doesn't matter. I'm here to document the rally.
okay, well, the rally is over.
So do you guys get paid today? Oh, you don't want me to get the license plate? Why? Why? Because I don't know. If you guys are like a legitimate grassroots, you shouldn't be worried about it. But if someone's funding you, clearly.
So we got this blue van that rolls up in DC, and then a group of the most stereotypical leftist activist types, while they all jump out of the vehicle, and then you could see a bunch of pre-printed protest signs. All professionally made? Not the typical Sharpie on poster board sign. And then when asked where they're from or what organization they work for, well, all of a sudden they get real defensive, trying to block their license plate and intimidate the man filming. Interesting. Come on, folks. This whole thing was coordinated, organized. It wasn't a spontaneous blow up. It was funded by the DNC machine. It's coordinated political theater, pure and simple. What we are seeing right now on the streets is the mobilization of illegal migrants and DNC foot soldiers being deployed and mobilized to cause chaos and try to force a narrative. Again, like I said in yesterday's video, the common denominator is the Democrat organizations. All roads lead to George Soros and Nancy Pelosi. And of course, just like every other destructive Democrat event, the whole thing's a manipulation, the whole thing's a ruse. You think the Democrats really care about illegal migrants? Give me a break. They just want these people working in the mines. Well, actually, I think these two clips kind of put it into clear perspective.
Mel K comes on my show, and she's like, she goes, I've been talking to some people in the intelligence, and they go, this gay pride stuff is going away. And the next thing you're going to see are immigration riots. This is going to be right around the next election. So hand to God, we do this episode. Next day, Starbucks is like, we're banning all the pride stuff. And now you start seeing these, they're putting little breadcrumbs out, man. Little breadcrumbs. Oh, I saw this one thing in Chicago. Oh, yeah, illegal immigrants are upset about where they're staying. And these illegal immigrants who speak no English are holding up perfectly written English signs saying we're tired of how we're being treated.
These protests have nothing to do with ICE. They have nothing to do with Latinos. They have nothing to do with Latinas. It has nothing to do with Mexico, immigration, or ICE. This has everything to do with being an anti-Trump movement. This is politically motivated by the left, by the so-called liberal, by the so-called progressive, by the communists, by the socialists. That's who's pushing this. These protests aren't organic. These are bought and paid for. Now, as far as black people are concerned, black people supporting this movement. First of all, we shouldn't support this movement because it's not a real movement. It's fake, it's fraudulent, it's fugazi, and it has nothing to do with us. So what's the goal here as far as black people are concerned? The goal is quite simple. They are trying to create a divide between black people and Hispanic people. This is more of the divide and conquer tactic. That's what's happening here. They want us arguing with our Latino and Latina neighbors, friends, compadres, familia. That's what they want out of this. They want us divided.
Exactly. These protests aren't really about immigration. They're not about actual policy. They're about Trump. It's all about resisting the administration, flipping the narrative, playing identity politics, and hoping that all minority groups are just gonna jump on to the activist bandwagon. It's emotional manipulation at the highest levels. Democrats lost the economic debate, they've lost the culture war, and now they're hoping that emotional blackmail and chaos in the streets is gonna help them claw their way back to power. It's a desperate power play in that Sam Tripoli clip with Joe Rogan. Well, Sam raised a very interesting point. First it was climate, then it was BLM, then it was LGBTQ activism. But one by one, all of those issues failed to generate enough momentum to get the Democrats what they really want, which is lifelong indefinite power. And so this is basically the left's latest desperate attempt. They're just burning through causes as they attempt to divide and conquer. And again, not because they care, it's not about policy, it's because they need a weapon for the next election cycle. They need that outrage fuel. They need something to justify whatever their next crackpot strategy is. The next black swan event to justify mail-in ballots, emergency powers, court challenges, constant 24/7 media hysteria. It's not about helping illegals. It's about helping Democrats. It's about manipulating the narrative, creating a false reality. I mean, we're already seeing the signs. The left's favorite garbage push pollsters are already running right alongside the Democrat gimmick. Quinnipiac just posted a poll that shows Trump's approval is at 38%. Oh, it's the end of the Trump administration as we know it. Except it's not, and it's the same garbage we saw during the tariff nonsense. You got these garbage left-wing pollsters showing huge volatility, everyone's ditching Donald Trump, and the implication is that people are horrified by Donald Trump's actions, and the Democrats are right and they're seizing on the opportunity. It's the same thing we saw during the entire month of April, during the tariff fiasco, but of course it was never real. Follow Rasmussen and all the other good pollsters out there, and you notice that very quickly. Rasmussen has Donald Trump at 52% approval, but we're supposed to believe this 38% nonsense poll? Of course not. It's a fake poll that's simply laying the groundwork for the Democrat narrative that Donald Trump is in trouble. Everything is politics, everything is a manipulation, especially this stuff. I'm also noticing the left is causing all this chaos and then seemingly using it as a pretext to bump Gavin Newsom's political stock up ahead of 2028. We've been hearing all this talk of Democrat voters wanting leaders who will stand up to Trump. And now Gavin Newsom is doing this mindless resistance nonsense. And all of a sudden, he's all the rage. His approval's going up. And everyone's talking about Newsom 2028. What an absolute farce that is. Elect the guy who turned parts of California into a third world country with his Democrat comrades because he said some mean things about Donald Trump on X. What an absolutely stupid, vapid party. And really, I think here's the issue. It seems like the Democrat strategy is always gamble on the Hail Mary. Instead of just doing the hard work to develop a brand, a platform, ideas, policies, instead of working genuinely to win in the realm of democracy, they would just rather put all their eggs in one basket, gamble their future on the next phony outrage. But at this point, people just aren't falling for it anymore. You know, it kind of worked in the BLM 2020 era, but now people have seen through the BS, and I think the Democrats are overplaying their hand once again. And I think people are also starting to realize how everything the Democrats do is always just so fake. I don't call them the party of Hollywood for nothing. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.